On Thursday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Portland Trailblazers. Then on Saturday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz.
And they are looking at a ton of road games in the next stretch, but this team shouldn't fear the idea of it. They've been more than capable of getting wins on the road, and I wouldn't expect anything less on this trip.
And the Clippers starting five. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for Dallas, inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverley. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss. Now, here is George. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And Smitty with Beverley and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
And here is Hardaway. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Just 2 to shoot. Doncic, no good.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
Passes to Powell. Here's Finney-Smith. He's covered by Leonard. And Doncic gets it to go.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick Carlisle and I did speak a few minutes ago. In reviewing this matchup, he said, "I'm not sure Kawhi Leonard gets the credit he deserves as an offensive player. He can hurt you so many ways." Well, Kevin, we saw that last year in the finals. It will take a team-wide effort to limit his impact.
All right, thank you, David. Doncic, no good.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Got that one up quick.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. The pass to Finney-Smith. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Lock at 6. A baseline J. No good on that one. The Clippers go the other way with it.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Smitty, the increased pace of the game, how does that affect players, you think, trying to get through the season in terms of, say, fatigue?
You know, I think for the teams that those coaches understand, they do a great job of playing 10, 11, 12 guys throughout the season. It usually bodes well. It's those organizations that's going 6, 7, only 8 deep. You see those guys start to fatigue, and any injury, and you really see it shows up on paper and on the floor when you're not a deep team.
Now here is Hardaway. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Doncic outside. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Powell. Jackson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Now here's Harrell over Jackson. And it's off the back rim, no good. 1:51 left in the first. Wright with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland. In the corner, it's Kleber. Offline with his three.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Brunson. 1:21 left to play in the first quarter. And his first shot of the game, no good. Shamet, the pass to Mann. That one falls.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
Now here's Brunson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And it's Shamet missing.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
Brunson, no good. Clippers leading by 11. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the game right now. Mavericks making a switch here. Berea's checked in. And the Clippers with a change here too. Magruder's checked in. That free throw good from Shamet.
Lou Williams has been a weapon off the bench for so long, and he has won Sixth Man of the Year multiple times.
Berea, the pass to Porzingis. Now here's Berea. Tight defense on him. Rebound by the Clippers. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And a strong bench gives you the flexibility to bring someone in and exploit a certain matchup.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
Well, you have to love what they've done offensively after that first period.
Crushing it, absolutely crushing it. Shooting lights out, building a big lead here early on.
So for the Clippers right now, Williams and Shamet are the guard set. JaMychal Green is out there with Montrezl Harrell. And it's Magruder in at the 3 slot. Berea looking over the floor. Outside for Jackson. Here's Kleber. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Kleber's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Back in the day, someone would have blocked him out, but times have changed.
Now, here's Shamet, guarded by Wright. Now, here's Shamet. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. And Wright pulls it down. Mavericks trail by 12. Pass to Berea. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
LA's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
Here's Magruder. And the wing jumper offline. And so it's Berea with it. They'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, Maybe they should just name this award after him.
Shoot two.
Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. And he makes the first. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal. Turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set, and you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spacing.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Justin Jackson. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Curry. And Doncic is subbed in for DeLon Wright. Mavericks trail by 9. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And George with the stuff.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Now here's Powell. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Count it. And that's now 6 points for Luka Doncic.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Got a hand on it. Barea against Beverly. Passes it to Doncic. To the middle. And the dunk by Powell.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. Leonard's got 5 now.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Doncic against George. Shoots from 12. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Doncic.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
1:52 left in the first half. And George gets to Harrell. Doncic against Beverly. And Harrell slams it in.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the grab into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. Good on the bucket. And it's 7 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game, fresh from a win against Portland.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
That was the key message going in. Be efficient. Everyone was on the same page, and you got a chance to see the results.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Porzingis comes in for Hardaway, and it's Jalen Brunson in for J.J. Barea. Doncic outside. Inside. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Porzingis.
Just a super unselfish guy. Doncic is all for getting his guys going. Enjoys setting the table.
Here's George. The offensive rebound. Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Beverly. The shot from the low post is good. Beverly's got 7.
Just 6'1", but not many players more physical than Patrick Beverly.
Doncic bounce pass. Here's the 3. That shot off the mark. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're feeling very
9-point lead. Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, they really dictated the pace of the game with their transition.
And it's just about time now.
The player tracking data is kind of an interesting thing. It's a big part of scouting now. In fact, AI can accumulate that right from the TV feed, which to me is amazing.
It is. I think if it doesn't distract or take away from our game, to have that type of information live and from a player being able to play in a game, I think is helpful for everything, for scouting, for, I would say, health reasons, for guys, conditioning. I love it, as long as it doesn't distract from the game.
That's a good point. Inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Luka Doncic's out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Doncic against Beverly. Doncic, no good.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
Really left alone that time. George has got the lead up to 14 now for the Clippers.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
Count that one. And that's 12 points for Luka Doncic.
That was the first make of the half. 1 for 4 now. Let's see if that gets them going.
George up top. Guarded by Hardaway. A nice shot by George.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Hardaway against George. Doncic outside. Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Well, you look at Doncic. He stands at number 2 in the Western Conference. The fans giving him the backing he deserves.
No doubt about it. And it's been an outstanding campaign for him, and he's got to be a part of that starting lineup.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. Here's Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got 9.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Dallas calls timeout. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Justin Jackson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Curry's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's DeLon Wright in for Luka Doncic. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Rodney McGruder comes in for Leonard. Landry Shamet's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly.
I don't think we'll ever see another 7'3" player who can drain the 3 like Porzingis. He takes the idea of that inside-outside threat to a whole nother level.
And the rejection by Jackson.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Wide open look. He's off on that one. And it's Dallas the other way. Wright outside. Top of the key, Porzingis. Wright finds Porzingis. Here's Curry. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And the foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Jackson. And the Clippers with a change here too. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Green. Clippers leading by 11. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out. And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harrell. And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring to teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
And both free throws good for Harrell. Smitty, you've seen this before, separating teams that can make the deep playoff run, those that can't get bounced out early. What have you found is the difference between those two?
Well, a lot of times, Kevin, it comes down to those teams have more talent that can make those deep playoff runs. Also, they can make adjustments. And I think also they're a team that has better chemistry, and they can win defensively and not just have to rely on their offense.
And here is Shemet. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And it's denied. Here's Curry. Picked him clean. Here's Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
I mean, a dunk machine dating back to high school. Montrezl Harrell is an absolute monster around the rim.
Now Curry. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And the layup's good off the glass.
Timeout.
Curry's got 4 points in the quarter.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
And that takes skill and the ability to make adjustments as you're going up.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, it's a player's league, but certainly coaching has its place.
Yeah, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see so many coaching changes in the offseason.
Williams, that's for 2. Kleba with the rebound. Kleba's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Wright with it. Guarded now by Harkless. And Wright kicks to Curry. Harkless with the steal. On the wing, Williams. Brunson covering. Out to the wing. 44 seconds left to play in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Harkless the pass to Harrell. Over Curry. And Harrell the bucket on the assist by Harkless. 8 points for Montrezl Harrell.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Curry. Rebound by Harrell.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Brunson the bounce pass. Off with the layup. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Clippers lead by 15. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And 1/4 to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the 4th quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They're down low at 4 with Harrell in the middle. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. And it's man in at the 3 slot. George against Doncic. The pass to Hardaway. Back to Doncic. Pass to Powell. Knocked loose. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. J.J. Barea is checked in for Dallas. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Clippers leading by 15. Pass to Beverly.
Get there, get there.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. And no good. Nice D from Doncic. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. And that's good. J.J. Barea for 3.
Woo! He got a clean look, and he makes the defense pay for disrespecting him.
Leonard on the wing. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Mavericks trailed by 14. Barea, the pass to Powell. Barea against George. Now here's Barea. He's tightly guarded. With some arc, here's Powell. Great D that time from Harrell.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Barea, the pass to Doncic. Back to Barea. With the teardrop, and it's sent back by George. Out left to the wing. Beverly for 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Doncic against Beverly, and Doncic gets it to go.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Pass to George. George double teamed. Barea against Beverly. A 3-pointer is right on target.
Strong 3-point shooter throughout his career. Can't afford to allow Beverly much room from out there.
Dallas calls timeout. And fan heckling that crosses the line, Smitty. We saw the Utah Jazz ban someone for life. How can the NBA do a better job of protecting the plate?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I think each organization, let's take our hat off to the Utah Jazz. They acted swiftly and quickly, and I love what they did. They banned the fan for life, and I think you got to get more of that. And also, I think, you know, as far as the NBA and also along with these teams, have some kind of pregame or, like you said, before the season starts, just reinforcing and stating the rules. Aside from the rim runners in this league, most bigs are now asked to help stretch the floor.
Leonard on the wing. Leonard draws the double. Here's Harkless. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got 4 rebounds in this game. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Here's Porzingis. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist. Hardaway has got his 3rd assist on the night.
He's doing what he can do to pull them closer, but it's not enough. He needs more help.
George looking around. Kicks it to Harkless. Down low. It's tipped. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Finney Smith passes to Porzingis. Doncic against Beverly. Doncic right side. Outside Hardaway for 3. He can't get that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Beverly with the ball. Takes the turnaround J. Rebounded by Hardaway. Mavericks trailed by 13.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Los Angeles.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece with one left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for George.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And there's the pass to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
And you got to like that they found something positive here, something that maybe carry overs into the next game.
They put together some great possessions here at the end. It's a shame they could have used this run much earlier.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. This was a very strong showing for them, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an out.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you.